Hi everyone, welcome back to Esthetician Edit. Today we have a very special guest. We have Phyllis from Sesha Skin Therapy with us. And we're just going to talk a little bit about her brand, Sesha Skin Therapy. We're going to talk about the P.E.T Delivery System and how to heal the skin barrier, which is a big trending topic and a very important topic to talk about also. And she's joined with us with Ellie, which is one of her licensed estheticians that works with her. So she may just be like interjecting and giving us more education on the topic we're talking about today. So I guess, Phyllis, if you don't mind just sharing a little about the brand's philosophy and how it integrates technology with nature in its products. We could start
Sure.
there.
The brand name is really called Sesha, Sesha
Sachet, right?
Antioxidant Skin Therapy. So the reason we choose this name is when we first started to create, we are a R&D, that means research and development pharmaceutical companies. When we first started the companies, we do pharmaceutical, we do research, we do the insulin, to penetrate. But during that period of time, we're realizing our enhancer, that's what now we call it PET, permeation enhancement technology, that's really help penetrations. So after we did our pharmaceutical end, we switch, when I took over the company back in 2000, I switched to the skincare because we realizing whatever you put on the skin, usually they don't penetrate anywhere because your skin is impermeable. So for you to slow down the aging process, the skin has to turnover rate every 28 days need to continue. And that's the whole reason nowadays we are more baby boomer. We're all getting older, like me, I'm almost 70. So if you don't continue stimulate feeding it, it will getting slower and slower, and then every 38, 48, even sometimes 1 to 3 months to grow one layers, of course your skin becomes thinning and they need a little bit stimulant. Nowadays everybody using acid to stimulate them or using vitamin A to stimulate them, but but your skin don't just need acid continue to peel. That's called irritating. When you irritate your skin react mechanism is different when they normal growth. So that's the whole reason in 2000 I realized, hey, let's coming in with our pharmaceutical background. Since we know the skin, we know how to feed the skin, let's create the brand. And the brand was taking the Dr. Hsieh. He was the scientist, the chief scientist. Unfortunately, he passed away. I inherited the companies. And then we use his last name, Hsieh. So Hsieh is that's why we created. And then we're using the permeation enhancement technology, that's PET, and then to like a vehicle, help the penetrate, when deliveries, like you want, Samantha, if you want to deliver something sent to me, you either use UPS or FedEx or by post office, then I can receive it. So when we want to send something to the deeper layer, your skin only underneath the top layer, the stratum corneum, is your epidermal. Epidermal at the base of epidermal is your basal layers. So most of esthetician we all know. So basal layer is the only layer with the fresh, with the new living cell. All anything above the basal layer is dead skin, is dead cells. No matter how much you put it in, they don't absorbing. But when you peel, you really peel all those dead cells, try to stimulate them, make them go faster to remove the dead skin. And that's the mechanism kicking in for peeling. But you don't want to do it too often because the mother nature, the skin is for protections. I don't know, did I get away from my main topic? But PET is the one address. We find the nutrients that your skin really need to fight the free radicals, fight anything that slow down your growth. Then we put all those in with our vehicle, with our PET, and we help it penetrate and feeding your skin.
And what exactly is the vehicle? Is it a specific ingredient that drives the nutrients into the skin?
In the beginning of our company, Conrex means control release. That's the R&D part. So it's really like many other, when they talk about delivery, really just encapsulations, like the active ingredient you want, because they don't penetrate. We want to give them something lubricant, like a lubricants, phospholipid, or so whatever they can find to help it penetrate. So for Conrex, for Hsieh, we have our own patented lubricant to help it penetrate. But most of them, for the other company, penetrations is encapsulation. We keep saying encapsulated the active ingredient. So with our PET, with our patented technology, we increase the permeability of the active ingredient. We break them into smaller molecules and encapsulate them. But at the same time, I mean, because we are from pharmaceutical, we have FDA approved, accredited this technology. We can get like lubricate, because all your top layer is tightened, but we can actually sip through the tight junctions through your lipid channels. So it's a lipid channels. We help it sip through. So it's nothing drop in, but slowly they penetrate using the osmosis mechanism. They penetrate to your basal layers. But again, we don't force them to go into your cell. It's really depend if your cells is healthy and they've been bombarded by free radicals. They know what to choose. They like the free radical. They like the antioxidant to sip in. So that's, our delivery technology is like we bring the antioxidant or the nutrient to your living cell. And then that's the mother cell. And we're surrounding it. And then when your cell itself can choose which one they want. They want the antioxidant, the vitamin A, C, and E. They're available, so they penetrate in. Is that clear? Am I explain a little bit clear?
No, it's super clear, and I think that a lot of estheticians are looking for products that do that. I mean, microneedling is super important. I mean, super popular these days because of that, because we want things that actually penetrate into the deep layers of the skin. Do you have like any
Can I
like
address
tips?
that one? Can I address the penetration?
Yes, that's what I was gonna ask, if you could address that.
Because everybody's thinking if I poke the holes on my skin, so now you have little holes, everything can falling in, which is not the way. Your body, you cannot beaten them and to try to feed them. No, it doesn't work that way. So the penetrations with the mechanism of the microneedling is different from the we emphasize of infusion. That's why we have a device we call it mesobotanical nano infusion. Infusion is helping them penetrate, by pounding and helping them with our active ingredients. We can help it go a little bit deeper. But for microneedling, since you're breaking your top layer, even though you're very shallow, you're still breaking it. It kick in the mechanism of your body reactions. So you are actually stimulate, you damage your skin, so you kick in the repair mechanisms. So your body will started to repair them. Repairing your skin, they need collagen. They need all this mechanism coming in. That's why even you don't give them anything, you just using hyaluronic lubricant, try to lubricate your skin with microneedling. It will continue healing itself. That's why it promotes collagen reproduction. But at this time, if you use too many active ingredients, try to say, hey, my skin open up, so let me give them this and that, many other ingredients, you may even cause irritations, because now the mechanism is repaired, but you have so many foreign things coming in. They may cause reactions. So your skin become red. It's sometimes getting worse reactions coming in, allergy reactions. So when I educate my esthetician, I say, if you're going to do microneedling, try not to use any of the serums. I only want you to use the purest one you can have. That is our hyaluronic serums with maybe one the copper peptide serums. Only these two to lubricate your top layer, so you don't want dragging your needles. So that's why it's good to have stamping, to stimulate your skin.
Just to
Go ahead.
shorten it, just to make it a little bit more clear, microneedling is more about our own body healing what we created. So we're creating micro injuries in our own body, healing it. And nano infusion or nano needling, some people call it, is more about infusing the ingredients. So with microneedling, we want something that would more glide, just for the gliding effect, not so much to infuse the skin with too much, to let the skin do what it needs to do to repair those micro injuries. And with nano infusion, is more about what ingredients you are infusing your skin with.
Yeah, let them sip through. That's why when you do a nano infusion, if you see the lines, you really need to top the skin, make it stretch, and then go over it, so they will fill in all those so-called the
Please,
dense
yeah.
area. So you want to fill them with the serums, whatever the nutrients. So we're pounding the skin, then they can sip through your top layers and going into your bottom layer.
And you mentioned a little bit about like how actives can irritate the skin. Do you mind talking a little bit about just other things you see in the skincare industry that are irritating the skin that maybe a lot of people are doing, and then how it can from instead of irritating the skin to soothing the skin and repairing the skin barrier?
Really depend on each individuals. Each person, some people says, oh, I'm allergic to gluten. And then sometimes the ingredient, they do have the gluten in it, because gluten is the one you can create tightening. Even some people are allergic to the eggs, and then they use the egg white that they may are causing it. Anything related to protein, which can be possible causing irritations. Irritation is really from the amino acid. So anything related like the different kind of peptides, which is possible. I won't say they were all, but few people, when the allergic reaction comes in, it just allergic to the smell, to the fragrance. Some people are allergic to certain type of the preservative. So you need to know. Once you're allergic to it, you need to trigger what causing it, because it may irritating you, it may not irritating anybody else. Maybe only one out of 100 people, it may causing some irritations. So
So
just watch out. Yeah.
we have a few things that I want to point out. We have allergic reactions, which is when somebody is allergic to an ingredient. Maybe they
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't know about it in advance, and they will find out during a treatment. But
Mm-hmm.
then there's also sensitizing the skin. I think
Yes.
in the industry there are a lot of treatments and devices that remove the barrier of the skin, that irritate the skin. A lot of us as estheticians, we think we need to remove as much of the dead skin as we can to try to heal the skin or to try to make it healthier
Mm-hmm.
and younger, where it's not always the case. We can
Right.
heal the skin without causing further irritation or without causing damage to the
Right.
skin.
That's right. I mean, just remember, your skin is for protections. It's not just for look, it's really for protection. So try not. So I never really agree too much to aggressive acid peels, because that's causing irritation. That's really one of the big things that is causing any kind of irritations.
We do exfoliate, we do remove some of the dead skin cells, but we
Mhm.
don't go to the extreme of saying let's remove as much as we can. We want to remove some of the dead skin cells so we have better penetration and we have healthier cell turnover, but
Right,
not overdoing it. We can
right,
exfoliate, mild exfoliation more often instead of very harsh exfoliants every so often, and focusing a lot about the ingredients that we're using in every single product with Sesha, we're focusing on the PET technology. So we're focusing on the penetration. So not only we're using very high quality ingredients, we also want to make sure that they do what they need to do with our patented technology, that they actually reach where they need to reach and do what they're there for.
For example, if I have a client that comes in that has damaged skin barrier, what are signs of a damaged skin barrier that would tell me to have that? And then how would I go about treating that?
So a few ways where you can see, first of all, we spoke a little bit about sensitive skin or sensitized skin. So sensitive skin, it will be somebody that has more active reaction, more allergies, or more something that is built in their body that they are more sensitive. And then sensitized would be more the environment, the products we're using, how we are treating our skin. So we might see more dehydrated skin, more flakiness, more redness in certain areas. Sometimes we can, as estheticians, I'm sure we've all seen it, the skin looks almost raw, almost open a little bit. And
Yes.
every touch, uh, there's almost like a flare up
Mm.
to the skin. So that's where we would focus on calming the skin, hydrating the skin, healing that barrier, and not so much on removing more of the dead skin and causing more irritation. So
Right.
less friction, less heat, less harsh ingredients, and focusing on calming it, reducing the inflammation, and healing that barrier.
Right.
And we actually have a great product that we are focusing on this month that is really great for healing the barrier. It's nutritious liposerum,
Mhm.
right? Did I say it right?
Lipo,
Yeah.
lipo, Lipo means oil. So it is oil based, especially now the winter and so dry, the heat, the air, it's just so dry. Your
Mhm.
skin, especially for mature skin, our mechanism is slowed down. Our oil dot is kind of dry up because of hormonal changes. So we want to retain the moist and then add it a little bit more, but we don't want just put like people thinking, oh, coconut oil or olive oil. No, you don't want to put those kind of oil on top of your skin. Then you will clog your pores. So we create this one lipo oil. So that means we have a lot of nutrients like ginseng. We have carrots oil. We have. Do you remember, Ali?
Calendula oil, evening primrose.
Right.
Those are some of the things I remember. Lots of antioxidants in it, different vitamins.
A, E,
Yeah.
even C. We have C, but it's lipid soluble C. Sachet is we emphasize very much on antioxidant because antioxidant is the main thing to target the free radicals, and free radicals is the main cause of your skin aging. Related internal, your heart, your liver, the whole internal is causing by free radicals, but also reflecting through your skin is free radicals, giving you the wrinkles, saggings, all this. When you start seeing wrinkles, saggings, or pigmentations, that means your skin is aging. So you need not just continue like you were young, you peel. No, you need to infuse. So that's why the pen that we receive the reward from your magazines is infusion. So I'm more emphasized on infusion to the skin instead of peel the skin.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like eating healthy foods, right? In order
Yes,
to be healthy, we want to make sure that we're feeding our bodies the right nutrients, and the same goes for the skin.
that's right.
I think yeah, we have a lot in skincare that like strips the skin and like kills bacteria and a lot of actives and stuff, but I think that we actually probably need more of what you are saying, right? To really nourish the skin and make it look healthy and full. So what would you say sets your brand apart from other professional skincare brands? So if I'm an esthetician that potentially wants to work with your brand, what can I expect?
Ali, you have anything because you are the estheticians? I am a
So
scientist. We create. So I receive information from Ali, from my other estheticians. They say, okay, Phyllis, we need this. how can we do it? So we start to create. My team of scientists, we are US based, we're in Westchester. So we have our own teams. We create almost every product in-house. So we target, some of this one target the barrier, some target the wrinkles, some target collagen. So we have different formulations. So Ali,
Yes, no, I agree
Okay.
with that. It's like you guys collaborate together. I mean, here
right.
at the magazine, they
Mhm,
always invite me to meetings. They're like, "You're an esthetician, so if you saw this ad, what
mhm,
would you think?" You know? So, Ellie, if you don't mind just sharing a little bit
Yeah.
from the esthetician perspective.
Of course. So, first of all, a little bit on Phyllis's side, we have a patented technology. Not many companies can say that we have a delivery system that actually works and is FDA accredited. Not
mhm,
a, you don't see it often. We use incredible ingredients and we have our own lab in Westchester, Pennsylvania. So everything is local in Westchester, Pennsylvania. I
mhm,
am actually also in Pennsylvania, so sometimes I even go there or they come to me. Even though Sesha has been here for a long time, it's still a smaller company technically. I mean, Phyllis is the owner and the president of the company. If I know that I need something specific, I sometimes call Phyllis and I ask her about a specific ingredient or a specific
mhm,
condition. Yeah, I can talk to her directly. I would say most people maybe won't call Phyllis, but they could call me and I will ask Phyllis, or
mhm,
they can talk to other people in the team. And I think we are more open to suggestions and we are more open to conversations and talking to other professionals and seeing what is needed and
mhm,
then having our own team in the lab create those things or we can answer specific needs from
mhm.
professionals.
Right. So far, I think we have at least 4 or 5 lines. We target oily skin, dry skin, mature skin, younger skin. So we do have quite a few product target this condition, few product target that condition. And I try not to create too many, because most of the
Mhm.
time I put myself as a consumer. It's like I just wash my hand. I put this one, that one, 2, 3, 4 steps. That's it. I hate to say one layers, that layers. I mean, I don't have that much time. So people say, Phyllis, do you go facials? I say, I don't have time for facials, but I take care of myself. I always
Mhm.
wash. When you wash your face, you need something rough. So with a cloth or with a sponge to wash your face, to try to exfoliate in a natural way. And then you put it in the serum first, always serum first and then the cream. So if you just follow 2 or 3 steps, then you're done and you're feeding your skin. And especially during the night. The night is your whole body relax. Your skin is restore itself. So you want to feed something nutrient that they can receive during your
Mhm.
resting time. They repair themselves. But during the daytime, it's giving out energy. Like where I'm talking, I'm very active. So that's your body won't won't feed your skin too much. They mainly giving out the energy. So if you know your circadia, you know your everything, then you know what to give to yourself. So that's the part we like to educate our estheticians.
I've never heard anyone explain that before about like how your skin is repairing itself at nighttime
Oh
and
yeah,
the importance of circadian rhythm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
interesting.
A few more technical points. We have the retail line or general consumer. We do sell products to general consumer, and we have the professional line and wholesale accounts where we sell to professionals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed it as an esthetician. I've noticed it with some companies where I would want to sell retail to my clients, but then they might be able to find those products cheaper somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So with
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Sachet, what we made sure is that when we sell it directly to the general consumer, everything is 5 to 10% more expensive than what the esthetician would sell it,
Mm-hmm.
just to make it still more worth it to them to buy it through the esthetician. But we also target people that don't have an esthetician still, but we're hoping to work more with estheticians and professionals, knowing that you can sell it in your spa or in your clinic and it will be cheaper than what they can find it on the website. To me as an esthetician, that's a great plus. We are working on direct shipping. We are working on that option where you don't have to carry the whole line in your place. You can place an order for that client and we will ship it directly to them. Still working on the details.
Yeah, you can always email. Email will be the best way to contact us. That's order, ORDER, at Sesha, SESHA, skin.com. So if you email to us, and we have regular people watching all this email coming in, and we respond back to you. But you can also call us, but it's just not always gets the right persons. We are very much emphasized on nourishing your skin, like you just said, during the night. But you cannot go to the estheticians for your facial during the night. Most of the time we did it during the daytime, and they would do it once a month. That's you affordable. I mean, hardly anybody do it once a week. So if you want, you depend on once a month to have nice glow skin, and that glow skin can maintain for the next 4 weeks. It's very hard. So that's why I always want the esthetician to say, make sure you educate your client, and once they have this treatment and their skin now is more clear, you get rid of the tough skin, go home and not continue nourishing them, and their skin well improved month by month. For people see their skin much improvement, they need to have at least 3 to 6 months to showing it, but you can feel it right away after 1, 2, 3 weeks. So daily nourishment rather than just get some cheap product to hydrate the skin. All the product is good. I mean, no manufacturer try to create something really bad, but they try to compete with the price. So you cannot expect a cheaper price have all the good ingredient in it. They have to cut in certain area. So we as professionals, that's why, I never want to go to general consumers directly. We are always stay in the professional, but we provide through the professionals, say, hey, you need a good product with good ingredient that's essential for your skin need. Feeding them, they will penetrate. The most important is penetration. They receive it, and then when you check your skin, they respond back better and better. That's proof this product is working. Even I know some clients say, oh, I've been using this brand, this is so good a brand, but they don't see it. They have to say, give me some stronger one, some stronger one. I say, no, you don't need. If they are good, they will continue keep your skin healthy. Then your skin will gradually slow down the aging. We can never reverse completely, but we can slow down your aging process.
I love that. I think like the messaging and what I've really learned from this podcast today is not all skin products are created equal, in the same way that, when we look for vitamins on the market, we do think about, is it actually effective? Is it actually being delivered in by receiving the nutrients? And we should think about skincare the same way, because there's so much out there, and it's really like, is it actually working, and why is it working? And I love how you mentioned like simplifying your skincare routine, because I think we love skincare, so we might do like a 10-step routine, but our clients won't, right? And I'm like the same as you, where I really like I'm very quick in the bathroom, so I actually prefer very simple but intentional products, and it sounds like products are very intentional and simple and nourishing and do its job. So thank you. I do want to ask you one more question before we finish. I just want to ask you, are there any like exciting developments, product launches, or what do you see in the next year for Sesha?
Yes and no, because we really have enough products to meet all the need, but now the market is target more on the stem cells, which is, I've been working on the stem cell for the past 3 to 4 years already. We do have a stem cell, our gold one with skin regenerated booster. So that does contain the not stem cell, because that's controversy. People thinking where they're coming from. If they're coming from the plants, I always said the plant is for plants. You are human. You don't want the apple stem cell to stimulate your skin to make it into apple. So we want the human stem cell, but where are they coming from? So I would say, stem cell is stem cell. Stem cell is stem cell. They are very active. They are vital. They can come into your body. They can go with almost all the organs. So the best is from the umbilical cord, umbilical cord blood.
Mhm.
But and then you will trigger tons of questions. What kind? Who's the baby? Are they abortion? Are they this and that? It's like, oh no, I don't know in certain way, but I trust the research lab. They provide it. But what I do is they are the umbilical cord. Nobody want to keep their own. Once you had a baby, you just love your baby. You don't want to keep everything attached to it. So usually they go to the garbage, and then they sign the consent, and you won't sue them by the hospital collecting your center or all these things. So the umbilical cord blood is very tiny. Nowadays, some parents, they want to keep it, freeze it, and then one day if something went wrong, they can use that one to stimulate your organ or anything. But some people get the stem cell from your fat. When people have this remove the fat, they collecting their own stem cells. But that's never enough, and especially if you enter into your 30s, 50s, your stem cells very low. Even though people try to do PRP, they're collecting their stem cell. It's not enough. It's not enough to inject to stimulate them. That's why we trust. So you need to get a good source. You're trustworthy rather than just try to sell to you so expensive. You're thinking, what are you buying? So I do my own research, and I get hold of very good, reliable companies. So I distribute their stem cell, which is called, nowadays everybody knows, exosomes. So exosome, it is a stem cell. It's pure. And the purest one is go to the medical to do the injections on your knee, on your heart, whatsoever. But the one treating the skin or the scalp is the byproduct, because all the stem cell, when they got it, it's never enough, and they multiply, they grow it. So through the fermentation growth, they give all the nutrients to those cells that they can multiply, and then they're collecting them, they purify them. It's very strict steps because you're dealing with humans. So very, very strict. FDA coming in to adjust, and they have to be clean room. There's no any other thing can grow out of those materials. So the exosome, I believe, will be getting more. And then besides, everybody, it's saturated. The market is saturated. The exosome is new, so everybody jump in. So just watch out for the exosome. Don't get any exosome. You have to do some studies.
Okay. Well, thank
Real
you.
quick, for when editing, I would say, Phyllis, let's think about if you want to go into that whole explanation or not. But maybe just take parts of it about explaining how exosome can come from different ways, and we have to make sure that it comes from a good resource that you can trust, and there aren't a lot of those. But to answer your question, I would say this year we are focusing on integrating the professional side. So we are trying to create the professional side of our website and our company to make it more straightforward and easier to use, and just more friendly for estheticians, to make it as easy as possible for estheticians to order products, to send products to their clients, to get more education, to get more knowledge about Sesha, about our ingredients, about our technology.
If you have
thank you
any
so much.
question, talk to us. We are open for communication, email, calling. Yes, we are here to support our esthetician. We've been in the esthetician market for the past 30 years, so we are here to stay.
I love
If you
that.
have
And
need,
I'll make sure to include your email, your website, any information in the show notes on YouTube and on Spotify and Apple so that our listeners can go and contact you and also see your products and learn more about Sesha. So thank you so much, ladies.
Thank
If you want to
you.
just say bye to our estheticians,
Thank
we
you.
can. Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.